Hello and welcome to Comic Station issue number 42 for October 16th, 2013. We're Paul Nisi.
Hands in the air! Give me all the comics, and no one gets hurt.
But we're doing our weekly video, Comic Station, then.
What is this weekly video? I can do this. Get out of here. Well, I'm only interested in the comics. Get out, out.
I have my camera stuff.
I'm done.
Leave me here, Scott. Why don't you?
Well, it's fine. You can stay as long as I can have the comics.
What exactly is going on here?
Anya, what are you doing here?
Citizen, come on. What are you doing?
I'm here for these comics. I can't wait till tomorrow morning.
Those comics? Which one of those comics is so important that you couldn't wait until tomorrow to read?
Forever Evil, Rogue's Rebellion, #1.
Really?
Yeah, really. This is an awesome story. There's villains fighting villains. The Justice League is dead. Syndicat's taken over. The whole world is destroyed. There's gritty artwork, a dark storyline, a whole bunch of great villains versus villains.
I do like when the villains fight each other. I mean,
yeah, you better.
Seems okay.
Yeah, it's really good, and I need it, so I'm taking it.
Oh, why can't you just read it here?
Because I want it.
Why wouldn't you read this? Why wouldn't you steal this? It's
Imagine
adorable.
Agents?
It's adorable. Imagine Agents is like two Men in Black dudes coming to take care of the imaginary friends of the world. It's adorable.
Imaginary friends?
Hey, some of them go bad and they start causing devastation, so you got a little bit of stuff going on.
Here they're going to start a revolution. Just saying.
It is pretty funny at points.
Seems good to me.
It's cute. It's a little...
Might be worthwhile.
Alright, well,
might be.
If you want something a little bit more gritty, why don't you go with Bloodhound #1 from Dark Horse Comics? I mean, this one has superhuman beings. You have an ex-criminal that has a assumingly exploding collar around his neck, and you have prejudice, you have misunderstanding, and when those two things combine, you get a bunch of devastation, and people just don't know what to do. So it's a little...
Hey, devastation, I can sign on for that.
And if none of these sound good, how about Lord of Mars #3 from Dynamite Comics? I mean, Lita will tell you why.
Lords of Mars, the big crossover series between Tarzan and John Carter. For those of you who don't know, John Carter is a former Civil War soldier who has been spirited to the Red Planet and granted amazing power there by the lower gravity than ours. Over various books and Dynamite miniseries, he's now become king of most of the planet, but there are still some who oppose him, specifically the Therns, who live in Mars' South Pole, and desperate for a new asset, they Shanghai their own Earthman to fight Carter for them, Tarzan, the Ape Man. This is a pretty smart setup for a way to combine these two characters, as they are both Edgar Rice Burroughs' creations, and the two end up clashing quite well between ideologies, with Tarzan's more simple-minded but basic idea of seeing the world, as opposed to Carter having to manipulate and maneuver some of the more complex policies of Mars. Most of the issue is slow build of the Therns turning Tarzan against Carter, but is well written and builds an electric atmosphere, as you can feel the pressure really building. Special note has to be given for the character of Jane Clayton, Tarzan's wife in this continuity, as she's strong, smart, and well-written for a female character. She could have easily just become an annoying tag-along or a transparent object of value to be kidnapped, but thankfully the book circumvents a lot of these. The big issue, however, is some serious problems within the book, with a misplaced word balloon and a spelling error. I don't usually call these things out, but this is overt enough to actually derail the flow of the book. Still, most of it is enjoyable with a great atmosphere and does a good job getting you psyched up for the next issue and impending fight. I'd say check it out.
So what do you think? Lord of Mars is actually pretty good.
I mean, it seems okay.
Yeah, it seems worthwhile, as do the rest of these. Actually, I kind of...
I think I'm going to read this one.
Yeah. I'd like to read this. And
I need to read this one. I mean...
This is actually...
Rogue's Rebellion.
Kind of fun.
Seems fine.
Would you guys want to meet up here next week and read more comics with
every
me?
week anyway.
I wouldn't mind, just maybe not bringing the gun and shooting it in my face.
That's a little much. You could have just asked. You could have asked.
Come
on.
It's comics, we're nerds, we all like to share.
I'll leave them at home next week, and I'll see you guys then.
All right, sounds good. So if we're gonna meet up next week, maybe I should know your names.
Echo Endless. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I
you.
know I look like a Rana, but I'm Foxx.
All right, Foxx.
Nice to meet you.
And well, I'm Paul. I'm always here.
Thank you so much for having us, Paul.
Thank you.
We will see you next week. Thanks, Comic Station.
See you next week.
Bye.
And this was a weird episode.
Yeah.